Question 4b is very similar to 4a. I don't know if you watched that video, but basically it's a four-step process. We want to replace g of x with y, and then switch the roles of x and y to simulate the idea of we're finding the inverse. Then you solve for y, and then you come back and you replace y with g of x to represent that you found the inverse. So the first thing that we do is, for convenience, we replace g of x with y, and now we have a negative 5/3 x minus 8. To find the inverse, we have to reverse the question, or reverse our ordered pairs. So we reverse the roles of x and y. The x's become the outputs and the y's become the inputs on the inverse function. So now we take this and solve it for y. We do our gem-DOS backwards. Remember, this is our guide whenever we solve equations. Get rid of our addition and subtraction first. We have x plus 8 equals a negative 5/3 y. We want to get rid of multiplying next. We want to get rid of multiplying by a negative 5/3. To me, the simplest thing to do is multiply by its reciprocal, a negative 3/5. So I'm going to multiply both sides times a negative 3/5. So a negative 3/5 times x plus 8. Now the 3 and the 3 reduce, and the 5 and the 5 reduce, and the negative times negative is a positive, so we end up with a y. And this represents our inverse, so now I'm going to step 4, and I'm replacing y with g inverse. This is the function that represents the inverse of function g. Now this is one of many forms. I've seen different forms that have walked around the room. Another equivalent form is, if I distribute the negative 3/5, a negative 3/5 x, then plus, all right, that's distributed negative, then minus 24/5. That one's equally correct. You could have that one. And I saw a third one out there that is correct too. And that one is a negative 3x minus 24 all over 5 equals g inverse of x. And this one is a direct derivative of that one. Instead of dividing each of them by 5, divide them both by 5. So it's just a matter of rewriting your fraction over a common denominator. So 3 different ways. I don't care either. One of the 3 are fine. Just make sure you can find the inverse, and you follow that 4-step pattern and write your final answer in inverse notation.